Hello. So, this is going to be the behind the scenes video for Patreon. And hello, welcome. You guys voted for me to read Becoming by Michelle Obama. So today I am going to do some of that reading, and you guys are going to come along with me. I'm getting ready to take the kid to school. It's been cold lately, so that's always fun. What are you doing?
Putting my fruit punches in the refrigerator.
Oh, you mean for tomorrow? Because you don't have practice tonight.
What?
I said you don't have practice tonight.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Okay. So yeah, that is the plan for this video. I hope you guys enjoy the behind the scenes look at it. And I will do periodic thought check-ins as I read so that you get a full experience of how I felt while I read Becoming. Okay, so it's cold, as you guys saw, and can we talk about how it's a Starbucks kind of morning? Well, after I put my Starbucks order in, I go and I look at the rest of the website on my mobile and find out they have eggnog back already. Normally, from what I understand, they don't start selling eggnog freaking steamer until after Thanksgiving. But look at that right there on the little website. The eggnog is there. I am so mad right now. So it looks like tomorrow may be a Starbucks kind of morning as well. Alrighty, because I am going to be laying in bed reading on my fire, with my headphones, I had to put my bonnet back on and look all cute, you know, bonnet. Whew. Protective hairstyles. We need our satin things. Has anybody else noticed that the Starbucks cup keeps getting slimmer and slimmer, even though this is supposed to be a venti? Yeah, that does not look like a venti. Hey Starbucks, stop cutting down on my drinks here. Hello, I already paid an exorbitant amount of money. Can I please get my big cup? That's what I pay for, right? So I went and got a caramel apple spice drink here, and then I also have my warmed banana bread, which you guys know I love. And yeah, so let's get some reading in. All right, so I am 7 chapters, which sort of equates to 6, because I think there was a prologue in the beginning of it, so that wasn't actually a chapter on the Audible, on the audiobook. So it says that I'm on chapter 7 of 27. We have just gotten to the point where Michelle is now in the magnet school in Chicago. Her brother is at Princeton, which is amazing. We've learned a lot about her family history and everything like that. I completely understand where she's coming from and can totally relate to the struggles that she had, even though we have, gosh, probably like 15 years in age apart. But I really, really am enjoying learning about how her family had to deal with the issues of being middle class, is because that's where I would probably place them. And I think she does as well in the story. They're middle class, but they can also see that now they're really seeing that there is an upper class of African Americans within Chicago, and that, there's a lower class, that, things are sort of going awry, and everything like that. So I'm really enjoying what I've heard so far. All right, because I have a few things to do before the live show this afternoon, or at noon, I figured I would come down, let my dog out so he can go to the bathroom, so he's not barking through that video. I gotta print out the questions so I'm not fumbling too much. I plan on doing this like off the cuff for the tag or whatever. There he goes. It's like freezing cold out, so. I don't suspect him to be out there too long. So yeah, I got to print out that stuff, and then I might get back to Becoming by Michelle Obama. I decided to stop at the point after she has met Barack, and they sort of went out on like their very first sort of date. I guess you could call it a quasi date. Let me make sure. There we go. Alrighty. Was a quasi date that, ended up in there sharing an ice cream cone and a kiss, and it was so swoon worthy. I mean, I have to say that was very, very, very swoon worthy, and I greatly appreciated that look into the intimacy of their life, their beginning, and everything like that. I love the first, their first meeting at the law firm, and that she was sort of his boss, but not really his boss, to start everything off. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this look into their lives. I must say that it does sort of show that they were upper class, African American families, both of them, his being biracial and hers being a black family, even though they had ties to the South and slavery and having a history and knowledge of their family members that had to go through some of that stuff, and, living in part of inner city Chicago that ends up turning to the sort of undesirable places that are now mainstream, living in those places before they became sort of bad. It's an interesting look into that, but at the same time, it definitely shows that they did live sort of an upper class life. So I don't know how my feelings are on that aspect of this part of the biography that I've already read. So we will see. I am enjoying it. I am getting enjoyment out of it. So yeah. Alrighty, so it's the next day from the last clip or whatever, and I didn't finish Becoming by Michelle Obama that day, so I'm still reading it. I'm about 48% into it. I am enjoying it. It's not as cold today as it was then. It's like 34 degrees today. So, yeah, so I'm in my car, just dropped the kid off and stuff like that. But I am, since it's still like right there at like freezing point and still kind of cold because I got my jacket on, I got my sweatshirt on. And I won't be at home today because the husband had to come home because he's like on the verge of relapsing, and we can't have that. Can't be having that. Oh my goodness. Trying to do too much, obviously, but he's teleworking, so that means I don't have very much computer use because he uses our Wi-Fi, and it just gets all kinds of crazy because, yeah, I don't know. And so I will be reading, and you guys can see that, but I'm going to pick me up an eggnog steamer first. That is a must, a must, a must, a must. I mean, I have eggnog at the house, but there's just something about a Starbucks eggnog steamer that just I love. And some more banana bread, of course. So I'll see you guys in a little bit to give you another update on Becoming by Michelle Obama. I'm also reading a couple other books just to sort of break it up, because me and autobiographies or bibliographies or memoirs or whatever you want to call them, nonfiction, are not like on the best of terms. So yeah. So, funny thing happened while I'm at Starbucks picking up my order, which was super late today. They didn't have it ready for me right away. Sorry. And they didn't have it ready, but I came to my first sort of opposition from filming out in public. Guys, like, don't you have to ask permission to record me in public or record? And I was like, no, this is a public place, and I don't have to ask permission, being that it's a public space. Which is really funny because, yeah, all that footage that I use from like Starbucks and things like that, I don't put anyone else's face in there except for my own, or you'll see it in passing, and that's the magical miracles of editing, things like that. But I just thought that was a funny story. That's one of the things that people come upon when you're filming in public or something like that. it can be weird sometimes because people are like, why are you recording me? Why do you have the camera out and things like that? And it's like, yeah, okay. So I didn't read a single word of Becoming today. Not at all whatsoever. I did read 2 other books. So I might read Becoming at swim practice. Don't know yet. But I have another audiobook that I could be reading instead. So we'll see. I don't know. That's the thing with memoirs and things like that. I lose track. I lose like interest in them kind of quickly sometimes. And yeah. So there we go. There's a check-in for you. Right, we're starting another week. Today is Monday, and it is going to be an admin sort of bookish Monday for me. I will be getting all caught up, getting my reviews caught up from last week, as well as getting some Patreon stuff posted and scheduled and everything like that. Once again, here alone. So as I type, I'm going to be listening to Becoming by Michelle Obama. Hopefully I finish that today, and then I can close this out and get it out to you guys. So let's start the boring day. Yay, yay, yay. All right, it has been a minute, a couple days since I had read anything, and especially Becoming. So now that I'm back reading it, they have just won, or Obama has just won the Iowa caucuses into the nomination and stuff like that. And just listening to this, I can understand why so many people were inspired by his running and the forethought of him becoming the first. And you know, when I started, I'm sure in the previous clips or whatever, you know, I talked about how Michelle didn't seem to really come from a low class, I guess you could say, or neighborhood or upbringing, what have you. Yes, she had her family members that were, you know, hesitant and questionable of politics, and she was questionable about politics, but she was still in that circle of having the connections, being friends with the friend that she has, or that she had, who's Jesse Jackson's daughter. And, you know, it still had a level of privilege at that. But going through to this point in the story, I really am seeing through her eyes how her vision and how her life sort of changed and where she was coming from. And I can now see how so many people related to her, and I relate, you know, to the struggles that she had, and you know, the life that she had prior to becoming the first lady, and things like that. But yeah, I can see the vision. I can see why so many people were so inspired to have these 2 people as in the White House. Yeah. Alright, I needed to take a break so I can get a shower and get ready for swim practice. I must say, I am about 2.5 hours to the end of Becoming, and wowzer, 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 wowzer. This book totally humanizes freaking Michelle Obama. Just period. Wow. Just the media has painted her, I guess, in this way that is just crazy. I mean, and to hear from her perspective of the life that she had while living in the White House, the things that she feared, the things that, you know, she wanted to accomplish without stepping on the toes of anybody. And it's just been such a crazy ride, like to the point I'm going to go out and get this book in physical copy so that I can do probably a more in-depth review of it. It's been out for a while now, so I'm able to give like spoilers and things like that. It's not going to, I don't know. I guess I just kind of want to be able to mark up a physical copy of the different things, the inspirational things that she says throughout this entire book, and things that she had to remember that are like good life lessons. And yeah, so I've just spent like the last 5 or 6 hours just crying off and on. And I definitely encourage anyone to read this book because it is a humanizing look into someone's life that is placed on a pedestal and in media spotlight, and how things can be misconstrued even though they weren't meant to be, and just life as a parent in a high profile position, and just so many things. Just an emotional read. Yes, definitely. So, wow. Just wow. All right, while I finish, while my computer over there, see, finishes rendering today's video, or Thursday's video, so I don't know when you guys are going to see this, but I think I'm going to try and finish Becoming by Michelle Obama. I mean, this whole freaking vlog is about this book. So, yeah, I'm going to try and get this finished. It's longer than what you expect. It says that it's like a 19-hour audiobook, but some of the chapters are like 15 minutes. Then you have other chapters, multiple chapters that are like an hour long. Oh my goodness. Wowzer. So when you're like, oh, you're on chapter 17 out of 27, you're like, okay, I'm doing pretty good. No, you're really not doing that good. Because yeah, I think that's sort of where I'm at right now. Let's see. Oh, cool. It says I have 3 hours left. I am 84% into it. I'm on the audiobook chapter 24, and there's 27 chapters in the audiobook, but those freaking 3 chapters, two of the chapters are an hour long, and then that last one is 13 minutes. But it's okay, because we're almost done, and I can chalk this out to being done. Wow. Sorry about that. So, okay, I'm just gonna get back to that. Yep. Okay, I forgot about this place. Sorry. Yeah, just completely forgot my mind. Just slipped it until I decided to do this clip package for you guys to think to come here. All right, got home a little while ago, had to go pick up the kid and stuff like that. But I also had to go and get this. Had to, because I will have to reread this with my audiobook, re-listen to it, and then go along with it, because this book was phenomenal, phenomenal. Now, I will say, if you are a current president fan, you may not enjoy the last sections of this book, because they're not very kind, which is fine. It's her opinion and stuff like that. She doesn't harp on it at all, about her feelings. She does kind of gloss over her feelings and just gives you that general feel of, this is how I sort of felt, or how she felt when they were done. But it was amazing. It was an amazing journey. As you guys have probably seen, I won't be doing too much editing when it comes to the putting together of this. I don't want to cut anything out. I want it to be as genuine as possible. So, yeah, I'm just going to put everything together and hope for the best. That you guys can see the evolution of the story, of how my emotions went from like one place to another, and just, yeah. Have you read this book? Let me know in the comment section. Let's discuss this. Were there any, if you have read it, are there any points that you really, really, really enjoyed? And, you know, let's discuss our mutual likes or our mutual dislikes. Have a conversation about some of the things that were talked about within this story. I have to say, initially I was a little leery about what the story was going to be, or how her life was, and you know, I'm glad I took the chance on it. Finally ended up reading it, and I definitely got some good inspirational tips and feelings from it. So, you know. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys are liking it. Thank you. You're watching this over on the Patreon, so thank you for supporting and providing a donation. It's greatly appreciated. It allows me to do more videos like this. So make sure you're on the lookout for December 1st, either
the pick, and depending on which tier you're in, what type of video I'll be doing for that, for next month and stuff like that. But thank you guys, and we will see you guys in the next video or post.